every vaccine has its unique characteristics. So training is ongoing at the moment.
Very first day in office, and this is the very first task that confronts you. But you also then talked about meningitis. What's the situation with meningitis?
So meningitis has also been detected. That one too was detected, I think, December thereabouts. So as I speak to you now, it is within the Upper West, Nadoli, Kaliu, and Wa municipality. So tomorrow I will go to Wa, Nadoli to have first-hand information to assess the situation and know what we could. That's one too. We are thinking about rapid response team, and today I will deploy the advanced team to the region, and I will follow up tomorrow to have the first-hand information. If there's a need for us to, add another team or add certain logistics, we'll do so immediately.
Interesting response from you on day one. So how different would your approach be to handling these outbreaks like this from the person who has left office? I'm sure you know how he was doing it because of your work at the committee level. How differently would you approach things when it comes to this kind of outbreak, meningitis, cholera, or whatever the disease is?
Well, I promise I will give my utmost attention to some of these situations, because I remember my swearing in. Mr. President was clear about my marching orders that it should be one of my priorities, emergencies and pandemic preparedness. So what we are going to do is that these ones are more or less ad hoc rapid response team because of the exigency of the matter. But going forward, what we are going to do is that we are going to have an emergency and pandemic preparedness framework. So we don't need to wait until there's a pandemic or epidemic or an emergency situation before we roll out a knee-jerk reaction. So what we are going to do is to have the framework where we have surveillance across the country, early detection. So once your surveillance is very strong and your laboratories are also very strong and you do early detection, you cannot prevent some of these things, entirely. That's not possible. But as and when there is an outbreak, you detect it quickly, and when your management is also strong, and the last aspect is vaccination and education, we'll be fine. Yeah.
Well, we'll be watching carefully how you handle this first two tests. But in the meantime, you walked into the ministry and this is what you met. But I'm sure you had other priority areas you were considering kicking off from. What was the priority areas that were on your mind as minister from day one?
Within the 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we are supposed to roll out what we call Mahama Care, that's Ghana Medical Trust Fund. And this fund, the NCDs are killing a lot of people in Ghana at the moment. And so we want to establish this fund to subsidize chronic diseases in this country, cardiovascular diseases, kidney-related diseases, cancers, and what have you. So it is one of the things we should be able to establish within 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I'm working tirelessly alongside with this emergency. We are also looking at free primary health care. At least if you go to the chiefs, health centers, clinics, every Ghanaian should have access to free primary health care. It's one of the things that I'll concern myself with so much with the going forward. One aspect that for me it is also a timing bomb is the unemployment in the health sector. We have a lot of health professionals at home who have not been employed. And so sometimes it also has to do with the implications on the wage bill. How many we have a capacity, how many we can take at a time. So we'll look at how many, having the optimal workforce in this country and looking at how we can facilitate the migration of the excesses that we have as a country. So I will also be looking in that direction. And chips compounds, construction of more chip compounds, and we'll also be gravitating towards medical tourism. Medical tourism. It's one of the reasons why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama built the University of Ghana Medical Center. But unfortunately, we have not been able to optimize the use. We will look in that direction as well. So there are a number of issues we are hitting the ground running at the same time.
Lots of things to do. In fact, big issue, unemployment in the health sector. Have many nurses that are passing out. And there's even a group from 2019 that is still yet to be employed. When you say it will attract your attention, are you talking about putting everybody on immediately, or what's the plan?
No, I would not be that minister who will be promising almost everything, especially the impossibilities. No, I'll try to carry Ghanaians along, but I will be candid as possible. What is expected of every leader is to be candid to your people. So what actually I am going to do is to engage other countries, the UKs, the US, the Germanys, the Barbados, and what have you, so that we'll have that kind of arrangement with them. And then they will tell us the numbers they need per every year. If there's a need for us to let them help us in training some of these people, we will have that arrangement with them, and then we try to facilitate the migration of these professionals. Because, so now, let's face it, whether you facilitate or you don't facilitate, a certain number will migrate anyway. You understand? And so we have to regularize it well so that the state can also benefit from it. Our people can also get employment. You know that remittance from other countries is one of the revenues we have as a country. Don't you know that?
Yes.
Yes.
Big one.
Yes. So if you're able to facilitate this, the least is that we can get remittances from these Ghanaians who will be working outside the country.
Well,
I guess you all pray.
Oh, we've lost the Honorable Minister on the line. We've lost him on the line. Let's call him and wrap up on this issue. This is the second day, so I'm being cautious not. But because the big thing about cholera is that you need water. Big issue, water is a challenge. Maybe you can get sanitizer. What's the cost of sanitizer? So there are many issues anyway, but second day he's put together his approach is he's put together a response team, regional level, national level. Both have gone to work on this issue. Anyway, yeah, there was a question that came to mind, and sorry we lost you on the line. The question that came to mind was that this matter of exporting nurses, you know that it was tried under the immediate past administration. Do you have an idea as to how it worked?
I think, as far as I know, limited number of these health professionals had the opportunity to travel to Barbados. And that's all I know about it. But I think we can go beyond Barbados.
We can go beyond Barbados?
Yes.
I see. Then let me conclude on this note. There are many questions to ask you, but I have to limit it because this is your second day in office. You raised many issues with the Agenda 111 projects. What happens to them? What's the marching orders from President Mahama?
Sinner. Why would you have mercy upon me? Anyway, so the marching orders from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is that we will have to complete abandoned and uncompleted health facilities. That is clear. But again, I will be very cautious in promising that we are going to finish 111 hospitals within the 4 years. I'll be very cautious, especially when we have no dedicated sources of funding. You know, the difference between this government, there is essentially John Dramani Mahama's government and another Dankwa Akufo-Addo Bayomia's government, is that, yes, every government will leave behind uncompleted health facilities. But in our case, when we were leaving behind these uncompleted health facilities, we left money to continue the project. In this case, we don't have any dedicated sources of funding. In essence, John Dramani Mahama's regime, we had the Eurojet project, we have the NMS project. So once you are a government and you inherit this project, you just use the money to continue. But in this case, we don't have any money at all. We don't. They have spent about $400 million US, and even per their own calculation, if you are estimating every district hospital to be $18 million. What it means is that if you use 400 and something million dollars, you should be able to complete more than 20. As I speak to you now, not a single one Ekome has been completed.
Not one?
Not one.
When you say completed, you mean that even civil works in terms of the concrete place, the housing, nothing?
The definition of a health facility is not brick and mortar.
Okay.
The definition of a health facility, a hospital, a regional hospital, is not brick and mortar. The definition of a health facility is a brick and mortar equipped with medical equipment, with health professionals. At least, even if you have not commissioned it and you have the brick and mortar equipped with medical equipment, that's fine. But none of these hospitals have equipment. In fact, even the brick and mortar, we don't even have more than 2. You know, so that is, and the ministry is saddled with debt.
Really?
Master, in the coming days, you will hear. Only yesterday, my management met me, I think about 5 top management came to me and they were giving me some brief. Yesterday, you know, we had a lot of tasks. It was my first day in office, so we had to divide ourselves into 2. I was attending a program where the WHO was coming to assess our preparedness towards combating emergencies and then epidemics. So the WHO was in Ghana, so I had to be there. And we had also to go and meet the Minister of Finance. And so now I can tell you that for now, excluding compensations and other things, the ministry is in debt of more than 7 billion.
7 billion cedis?
I mean, I'm telling you that even what I'm talking about is not more than 50% of what we owe. So I've asked them to put everything together for me. It excludes nursing training allowances arrears we have. It excludes those ones. Even at the moment, per the classification of the Ministry of Finance, it's about 2 or 3 items, and that's the 7 billion they gave me briefing on. And that's not more than 50%. This is the ministry I'm walking into. And you see, my style is going to be that, look, whatever I have met, I'll tell the people of this country. And then we'll take it from there. They're not going to complain. It's not going to be complaints. We are capable of handling the situation, but you must know what we are going to do. Everybody knows that the cholera pandemic, the cholera outbreak started somewhere in August 2024. It was not during my tenure of office. But of course, I've walked in with this problem. I can't put my arms and say because it's not my tenure, it didn't start with me, I'm not going to do anything about it. But there's a need for us to know when it started so that people will appreciate what we are doing and where we are going.
I guess we'll be hearing from you.
Why not? You'll be here, especially Radio Good.
Great. You know we like working with you always. But in the meantime, when we were talking about cholera, my social media producer was playing some pictures and videos, things that came up. Water to wash your hand. Big issue. Water is a big issue, but it doesn't fall under you. Sanitation
Okay,
into doesn't necessarily. So how do you tie that into your work?
in the health sector, we cannot do it all alone. It's a multi-sectorial issue. So especially with the local government ministry, because if we don't prevent some of these things, we'll keep fighting and fighting to be firefighting. We must look at our drinking water. We must have portable drinking water. And we do, as you have rightly said, we don't provide water. In fact, in some cases, we have to go there and provide them, use tankers to provide them with portable drinking water. You know, the sanitation. We have to check our environment. You know, so all these things, we should do these things together with the local government, the MMDCs and what have you. So that is why I am going to touch base with these affected areas, then try to engage the stakeholders, the chiefs, the district assemblies, and we all think through it, how we can provide solutions to these situations immediately.
Thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning.
We'll
be in touch. Wish you all the best. Honorable Kobna Kando, Minister of Health now. Interesting thing. And for many of them, I'll be watching. Because you see, one of the most effective ranking members you will know on the health sector. When it comes to the health sector, very, very efficient in holding the health ministry to account on many issues. So some of the issues he outlined, he's raised issues with them. The unemployment situation, he's also raised issues with even the handling of basic things like Agenda 1, like I told you. We've had many interviews with him where he's raised issues. But let's go back on the phone lines. Like I said, we're starting business very early today. We have on the line Rita Kosia Aje Awate. I don't know, I hope I got the name right.
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. She is the Eastern Regional Minister. I hope you're well.
Yes, please. I'm doing well by God's grace.
Great. Well, of course, we all know what is attracting a lot of attention in your region. It's about that log across that stream that we saw that student walking over, carrying his brother on his back. We understand you visited the place. Share with us what you saw.
Thank you, Radio Gold. We are greeting, we send our regards to all our listeners this morning. Like you rightly said, we were in a so-called community yesterday with our engineers from our regional coordinating council. And luckily for us, the Defense Ministry, through Honorable Dr. Mani Buama, also sent some engineers from the ministry outreach to accompany us. So, a so-called river is a river or a stream that divides the so-called community into two, and children have to cross the river to the other community or other school. The schools behind the river. So, Wise and his brother Alaji do that every morning. According to our briefings from both the parents and community people, there's another road to their school, but it will take them 1 hour or 1.5 hours before they get there. And it's also, the children have to also pass across a major road. Last year, there were so many accidents. Some children lost their life through vehicular accidents. So most often, the children have to cross the river by the usage of the log. And it happened that Wise and the brother Aladi were crossing on that very day. A community person decided to video them and send them viral because, according to him, it has been a concern for Ghana or government to have something to do about it. So that is what we saw. It's a scary sight we saw yesterday.
So, what's your assessment? What do you think and of course, you said the defense minister sent an entourage, so I'm sure you had engagements with him. What's the conclusion? What do you plan to do about it?
Yesterday, there was no conclusion. It's certain we need the technocrats to take their measurement to assess the place, and exactly what they did yesterday. So there were so many measurements, so many things they did yesterday, but they have to sit down to conclude on their findings, so we know exactly what should be done for the people to have a bridge over that river.
So the assessments are still being done?
Yes, the assessments are still being done.
But I heard you say a bridge.
Yes, it need a bridge. That is my layman's view. There should be something that could make people cross over that river.
And you said for now, the only alternative route for them will take them 1 hour?
Yes.
Wow, that's very far.
Very.
So in the immediate term, they still will prefer going over that log to walking 1 hour. And they also talk about the fact that they have to cross a highway, which is very dangerous, among others. Immediately, do you have any arrangements in place whilst you work on how to put together the bridge?
We must appreciate the two MPs, the Lower West Akim MP, Honorable Owen Frimpong, and Honorable Emmanuel Dra of Upper West Akim. They were with us they have been with us throughout when this viral video came out. Yesterday they were with us, and Honorable Dra and his colleague donated an amount of 2,000 each to the parent. Apparently the children were of different mothers, so it's a boy and then a cousin or something. So Honorable Dra and his colleague donated an amount of 4,000, two to each family. And the arrangement is that they look for a bus or a taxi that could take some of the children of that age through that.
Well, we've lost the regional minister, but we'll get him. We'll get her back. We have to complete this conversation because she was talking about the immediate time, what they are doing now. Like I said, yesterday, of course, we discussed this. We had a conversation with the MP, Member of Parliament for the area, SM. We had that conversation with the MP. The MP told us about the situation as it is currently and what they were trying to do. The regional minister was just telling us that the MP was with her throughout her visit to the place. She also had the company of delegation from the defense minister. They were there to also see what they can do immediately to help. She's just talking about what they are doing in the interim to ensure that they are comfortable. Honorable, you're just talking about some donation that was made when we lost you there. Sorry, we lost you there.
Yes. So while the assessment is in process, the two MPs decided to donate something for the families, for their upkeep of their children, and mostly to be able to have a taxi or something that could transport their children in and out of school to prevent them from using the bridge. Actually, we realize it is not only those two children, but some other children. Our further arrangement is we look for a small bus that could take some of the children of similar age in and out of the school until further. Yesterday, I must say that I recommend people of the East. There were people that called that they will want to support the upkeep of the children and other children, basically to transport them in and out of school each day until the assessments are done and governments take decision on solving the problem.
And how long would it take for this assessments to be done and a decision taken? Do you have a time frame on the table?
The specific, I can't give it now because I haven't even heard from the engineers that came to site. So I can't give any specific, but I know immediately something is going to be done over the bridge.
Okay. And would that be from the military or from your side?
No, it's from presidency.
From the president himself?
Yes. Okay. President saw the saw the viral video, and he was the one that ordered that we go to the site and do findings. So this one I know is coming from the presidency.
And going back to the donation that was made and the promises of help that are coming from, you said, people from all walks of life. How many pupils or young children are affected by this situation that we see?
Yeah, I just told a radio station that it's too early for me to be giving figures right now because I need an interaction with the MPs and even the assembly member of the. Yesterday we had the opportunity of having a briefing from the assembly member of the area. So I want to take time to be able to get the correct figures before I start deceiving my listeners.
Honorable.
Honorable, your friend is Stephen, Minister Nanewaha. Honorable, who say only a Bermuan a Bariana no Senechino, Etrim Coma. Omanyan free, she best saying.
Osha Yabofra, Nini, only Nina Edi, Jumaya, Osha, Penina, your friend, wise, obey between 8-9 years. And a large so Nina Kumano, it will be around 3-4 years.
Oh, okay. He said your crew hono. Oma ba be wabe hero.
Oma ye hero. Because Ushe why is the crown na who can otimidi ni nua ni share do sometime na wa hwe ni bag so na wa hwe ni nua no across na wa twe ni nua no na ohu akwada no e wo nimdie ye bisa na enu ase den opeso ye osi mama nyame ye madun na mitimi wie school ya me pese me come military and see o share the bravery nature of the guy any sene na hu kika tie no ni o ka so obeye no nyame enya na adon na ntimi wie ni school na onye
yo honorable ye beda sentino ye kwa animu yi nchemu fufuro bia wo ho a ye beba na ababeje ba ye bompa dia time ki se animu ya bridge no betimi ade ben aye se de be ya enkwada omofa dua ne so de kono so no omho betimi adwodo om kakra na afisi no enhye amode agu akwan mu sisi asem bepe bas ne ade de abo enkwada ne so no mo betimi ane sa ade aman.
We also want to take this opportunity to appreciate your outfit and all our listeners, and also we appreciate the President of Ghana and all our sector ministers that are in support of what is happening to the people of the East and all that they are planning to do so that we'll have a very comfortable environment, especially with our school children. We say good morning, Ghana, good morning, Eastern region. Thank you.
Honorable, thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Honorable Rita Kosia Aje about Awate is Eastern Regional Minister. Don't forget, sometimes I want to pronounce it in every. When you see W as yes.
The Honorable Rita Kosia Aje Awate. Eastern Regional Minister.
Yeah. Although W is also in Ebe, so Walali, and all those things.
Now, as I for me, the moment in soon said you would dot here a door at here and answering.
I think they are measuring the depth of the stream.
Say, need a mood donut is saying,
yes,
a quick and answer.
So they are checking all that. So this is, and I like the multi-sectoral approach. I appreciate that. I think moving forward, you have the transport minister also coming in. You have the minister for roads and highways also being involved. Currently, the defense ministry, you are seeing the Eastern Regional Minister. You know, Eastern Regional Minister, a regional minister is in charge of all the agencies in the region. And those agencies include agencies that report to many ministries. So when she turns up on behalf of all those agencies in her region. So the urban road agency in her region, the highway in her region, all of them are underneath. Like that, she's like the champion local government minister for the region. So that's quite interesting. But she said, in the meantime, they're working on securing some transportation for the children in the village so that they don't have to go across. But we'll be monitoring killing because this attracted the attention of the president himself. It attracted the attention of the president himself. Like we said, and we'll continue to say, this is not the first time we've seen things like this. Students going through very okay. Would I just say that? And he's right. Pupils going through very dangerous terrains to get to school.
Yeah.
Either they are crossing a river by walking through the stream. Some of them, you see them using this kind of logs, among others.
So crowd.
They have
boat without jacket.
Very diverse ways of doing this. So it should stretch beyond this. This is one. This attracted the attention of the president. Everybody's jumping to do something about it. But there's a bigger issue of ensuring that when it comes to the matter of education, the barriers are removed. And some of these barriers are physical. So you just erect better ones, better transportation systems that regulate this. SM. Yeah. Oh yes.
Because Diana Fasona. Police soldiers could do on, but who of us going to me fast? So I know what kid you anyway. There's small boy need to me fast, so I did a quadration a chair and in the channel.
Yeah, there's nothing like mastery.
Yeah, obey military officer.
Yeah, there's nothing like mastery. It takes time. It takes time for you to master a certain terrain. I think he's mastered it. Anyway, this is still a gold warning conversation. There's still a lot to talk about. Of course, a big thank you to Sekwele 104.3 Likpito Dume. There's OT Radio 101.5 in Dambai.
Mike, call.
Fire. Hammer. One for the master, one for the boy. Fabakuma papano, fabakuma nebano. Die dikan, woteni ni suban. Suban pa ana eye jenjan. Rastaman, so for me pa hantai. Mekano kwe mo pa mo fa me ho time ntijai. Kasahari mu asase aban. Nyame enye tu ejan ne sekan. Udi kokomuti kwa yi aso troja wo kwan. Adwen bone asamando ubedi kan. Eto de anyame ne bo me ho ban. Santan, ete se ana senten time. Tim try echichiwa just afidan. And so insia enum enai yensam yenu ba kuma toto pa ye. Hiroshima boom ya mamo ka ye. The ordinary de di benkum na eje. Obi pese di odwan pe no kawe. Now stop look fear train cross the line for your front, nobody for cross. Ya shit, Mr. Tipper busy or your boss. What's it? Yamokase ene yenra. We na mi hu bida Sakura ura. Now check your speedometer. Obrafo udi mecha u engine bebo. Menyon, I swear Roman father better. Jack, make I give you correct across. Nyansan ye de wo yan konkoto. No lie, uncle hu ne ye de de. Ope kokwa hu a ene ujeju de. Bra befe. No me no ya body set. Show be mama ya wo de ba. So ya man samo be famila. Bra befe. No me no ya body set. Show be mama ya wo de ba. So ya man samo be famila. Toss me no and my wakumentu and I'm monka and see you bedu. Ye achede ye theater sikasa and so na nya me kwadu. For do transinami mo wumu and when you see a fumpum and so yam fumdra sebe akwada o mane mamenda sebe beto aso mpale to da obi $50 and so onye boga obi so banchi ye ne de simple na obofo bi a minim no se anka ebe kogo de ebe kokona adin December boy side obi ane ne de software nudra ye mechi wade pe de dimpa ana ahunya de ye nim na ye hunye di hu adanse nsa jag we wani fata de nso de kramo ko wo se waja de che kodwa to ade pa enhwe ne fe nimade ba ko aye nyina betimi aye se ye kata ye ni aye behu ya no kwan.
Well, good morning to Alhaji Haruna in Ashaiman, who says, Honorable Sorogo is my target for the next. Alhaji has been pushing for Alhaji. So Alhaji Haruna in Ashaiman is pushing for Alhaji Sorogo. So the two of them, he's really been talking about the fact that Alhaji Sorogo should be appointed. It says, my targets for the next set of appointments, people of Medina should also be patient, like I said to Ashaiman. Abdul Hakim Mohammed says, good morning, comrades. Let's calm down and wait for our turn patiently. JM will surely deliver unless they kill God. Frank Adoyauche is also saying a good morning to us. Keep shining, guys. Good morning to you, Frank. Frank Niande is also saying a good morning. Have a nice day, too. With Eduje, one thing some people should get in mind is that JM can't give everyone jobs. Let's be realistic. Is running a government and not a business enterprise. In a business enterprise, you can't give everyone a job. That one cry, you even limit the number of people you employ. You are looking at your overhead. State is even better. There's Abiu Mandela says, good morning. Kindly permit me to wish Portia Tete of Sechiama near Obum a happy birthday. May she be blessed on this day. So a happy birthday to Portia Tete of Sechiama near Obum. Happy birthday coming from Abiu Mandela to you. Onasisa Lulusun is also joining us. Good morning. Lengi Chawenate is joining us. Good morning to you. There's this one coming from KK Kaswa says, happy blessed birthday to Ajwa Benfowa. Ajwa Benfowa. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you many more beautiful days filled with happiness and success in life. From KK in Kaswa. Theophilus Adika says, doesn't matter what is written in your story so far. That's how you feel the rest of the pages left that counts. So, okay, it doesn't matter what is written in your story so far. It's how you feel the rest of the pages left that counts. Have a productive day and good morning to you too. There's a Wudedu belated birthday wishes to my buddy. Oh no, is it? Is it Namo Baneke?
Belated
birthday to Patrick. This doctor. Hey. Dr. Ofosuochi, when did he celebrate his birthday? We missed this one. We are missing things. All the Pechepe birthdays are just passing us by like that. We just realized it was Afokujo Fiti's birthday yesterday. And now they are saying Dr. Afosuochi's birthday. When? Wood. So Satipo is also joining us. Godwin and Kroma, good morning. Good morning to Danny Edi is watching us live in Guinea-Bissau. Lawrence says, what happened after May 9th when over 100 human beings died needlessly? Nothing. This one to nothing will happen after the shedding of crocodile tears. Good morning. Okay, I think he's talking about what we're discussing on the sports a bit earlier about the... he was stabbed, right?
Yeah.
The fan in question was stabbed to his death. Yes. Gazama Abbas also joined us. Sarah Amdola Fia Brighter Gozi is saying a good morning to us. Alaji says, Minister Akando should pay attention to the lift issue at Kolebu Hospital. Yes, I was going to draw his attention. And of course, when we have an extensive conversation, Kolebu Hospital will feature greatly. Kolebu is one of the biggest places when it comes to medical tourism. Many people come from outside of Ghana, from many parts of Africa, to go to the Kolebu, even though Kolebu is not in the best shape, as you say. And the promise was to work to renovate the place, put it in a shape that befits the status of Kolebu Teaching Hospital. So we'll have that conversation. There's Lengi Chawenate who says, the NDC government is unfortunately taking the poking of the opposition for granted. We have witnessed the strength of the micro-minority over the majority. Now it's the turn of Nitiwu creating fear and panic. Yesterday was the turn of Owusu Bempa threatening a demonstration in March called This is Our Home, This is Our Motherland in Chi. And NDC as usual is waiting for it to get to them. Well, this is not how to govern. Dala Lom Amuako is also joining us. Says a good morning. It's been a while, but we're still here. Dalalom, good morning. Yes, it's true. I like your stance on people raising their hands and voices to alert the president and his government about their existence. Very important, but like you rightly said, we condemn the riots and dismantling of party properties. Unfortunate, but it shouldn't happen again anywhere. We hold press conferences and demonstrate, but vandalize is a new area to venture. All the best to the already appointed and nominated leaders in all parts of government affairs. We are also waiting for our appointments. Mr. President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He also mentioned Honorable Julius Debra. Good morning to Chief. There's a Wiseman Castro saying Ghana is working under JDM. Thank you, Timoro. Kevin Latte says it is called OFW, Overseas Foreign Workers. Okay, thank you. Overseas Foreign Workers. Latelela is saying a good morning to us. A good morning to Lengi Chawenati. Sana, what the health minister is sharing is worth it. Today, if you travel out of the UK as a citizen to work and enjoy tax-free, has ended. The UK is now taxing its citizens willingly working out of the country. Who says that there are only a DJ says that there are only 3 of the Agenda 111 hospitals which were started. One is at the window level and the other 2 are all at foundation level. That's all. Kenneth Comey, there are uncompleted hospitals like that of Abetifi being there for 8 years. This must be completed first. Abdul Kadira, good morning, and would noted there's Musa Abattoir. Oral deserves, so That's our nest. Musa is introducing our nest. Ishora deserves commendation for their dedication to God and country. Thanks to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for setting up the committee and to his chairman and members for their hard work. Those who looted state property must be held accountable and prosecuted. The reset agenda is on course. SM.
Yo, yento ade ho na yento adwumade no eso. Busian wo pasase ato. Wani abre pasase ato a. Mesrew bia ba ko penese wo de wani kire koto asase ewo. Ɛhɔ de Ghana for adwo mutum ye papa. Heart Builders Real Estate ena ɛsɛ wo de wani ɛkire. Wo mo ton sase amansotwe bia no msase ho. Na wo masan de akonya so de agu ho a. Wonam so obetimi ato asase a say wani bebu ekran wato asase na wie kura ai a flexible payment plan ena omde ato de amount. Na eye 25,000 Ghana cedis. Ubetimi anya asase e wo Shah Hills cost per plot no. Sanso na 30,000 Ghana cedis chopoli ubetimi anya bi e wo ho. Udo ani chiremu e wo ningo pram so a e wo so no 20,000 Ghana cedis ubenya asase e wo ho. Na Heart Builders Real Estate edwen Ghana de hye ho. E na afi so yenuan mo amana ne amani abre pese omoto asase ho. Ni senti no omo se hyase deposit be se 50% of the amount na de aka no yenche enguso be se bosumi nsia emfa amount. Na connection no se utu SS kana bitimi ahyase na project no when kakran o asase no edeben eso eye memene da na afesu no efie da biara na se fie da na memene da biara anopa no nso omo de Ghana de hye ekoba bia omsase no bi ewo ema omodo mani omhwene santemi ekohwe baabi ansase no wo na omonso atimi atonsase no ebi connection no se asentedue bia enkan free transportation ena do be ko baabi ansase no ewo pacho enyen sase nkwa no mton omye building and construction architectural drawings biodigester services cement blocks and bricks nyina no Heart Builders Real Estate wom eyebi ewo ebi a wo panwia ena afeso no abo atoso a Heart Builders Real Estate ebeton bi e the amount kitu bi enso no contribution is too small and the shasie weni bebu dwa no na ese wato asase asidan awie Free Heart Builders Real Estate for e wa homatu fo iso nemum no wo hwe ba bi am office kese ne pa wa womo ewo eyeka keto divisional police station junction wa womo ne eni di nhwanim opposite Kaketo Divisional Police Station Junction wa ewa Shaman from 0241 665200 0241 665200 and I say 0540 226276 0540 226276 Heart Builders Real Estate, building the future together. Yenko mamenzima ho na PC Heba yenemu eni nkomo PC Heba mamenzima echemi se we oba wo de no menstrual pains and poor flow musumi so na akwa fichire a ema yisa otate oya opa anase usisi enu wachi ne tai eya oya wo ye bema wa transe ehu se na insendi o performance no below kra wo form poor vision and as infections yade bia how bia no PC Herbal Clinic you are working Herbal Clinic ho de will last stop outdru ho a omo ebeboa wo Carnation itself here 2024 was 7 to West African Traditional and Alternative Medical Award 2024 PC Herbal NM24 ehwe nyuma pa enti omo ebo na baso say the most promising prostate disease treatment center of the year PC Herbal ewo ultramodern machine somebody who depend yenum ehwe yare edi unya ansa no de dro be kan wa womo e de account Carnation say omo no nyina natural and herbal PC Herbal in kran ha womni Medina Social Welfare Gate no ene de anum hwe Takrade so no womni Air Force Station Basic School no ene de anum hwe Carnation say womo provide delivery services Ghana ha ena afi so no amanoni enyina 0540 740 740 0540 740 740 and I say 0542 995 997 0542 995 997 PC Herbal was a one time quick.
And of course, let me also tell you about RadMEF International College of Linguistic Studies. Are you ready to elevate your future? Do you want to work overseas? Unlock your potential by joining RadMEF International College of Linguistic Studies. Gain the skills and certifications needed to live and work in Germany. Program highlights. Duration, 12 months tuition in Ghana, followed by work in Germany. Courses, German language, healthcare foundation, computer skills, French and English communication skills. Of course, they will assist you with travel documents and accommodation. To be eligible, you need to be a senior high school graduate with a WASI certificate. Registration will cost you 250 Ghana cedis. Hostel fee, 2,500 cedis. And that will be for 12 months, for all 12 months. German lessons will cost you $1,000. Pay 30% by April 20th, 2025 and pay the rest later. Terms and conditions apply. Key benefits for you: tuition-free training. And of course, need-based financial assistance for travel. Application deadline is the 20th of February 2025. 20th February 2025. We're getting there. Visit us at the Fienya Toll Booth Shell Filling Station. Visit RadMEF International College at the Fienya Toll Booth Shell Filling Station. Contact Dr. Amagbo Dela on 0555 34 3144 or 0200 848431. Embark on your journey to a global career in healthcare with RadMEF International. A quick reminder: if you're struggling with vision problems or headaches, your eyesight, that's all I'm asking about. Is it working? Can you see well? How far can you see from? What do you actually see? Can you see all colors clearly? Or you can distinguish red from green, yellow from black? When things are close to you, do you see them well? When they are far from you, do you see them well? Reasonable distance. Those are vision problems that you need to take care of. That's why you should go to Third Eye Care and Vision Center. They offer comprehensive solutions from new glasses to advanced diagnostics. Their skill optometrists and modern technology ensure top-notch care for all ages. In addition to their extensive eyewear offerings, Third Eye Care also specializes in advanced diagnostic tests such as eye pressure checking, fundus photography, and OCT and VFT scanning. Don't forget, all I'm saying is that they have what it takes to diagnose what the problem is, to check what the problem with your eyesight is, prescribe a solution for it. And of course, as a DVLA accredited eye examination center, go to them for accurate and reliable assessments. You can find them at Northreach. They are on the same premises with Sunny FM. Northreach, same premises with Sunny FM. Airport residential area, they are opposite the Mirage Residence near Association International School. Well, today's Tuesday. They are opened. They open at 8 a.m. They close at 7:30 p.m. for both branches. Call now to schedule your appointment. The numbers to call: call the Northreach branch on 0245 93 8389 0245 93 8389. The Airport Residential Area branch, call them on 0543 28 7008. Third Eye Care, your vision, our priority.
Hisense is best known for all your electronic appliance needs, such as television, refrigerator, chest freezer, and air conditioners. But did you know we have laser television, gas cooker, washing machine, smartphones, sound systems, water dispenser, microwave, blender, rice cooker, kettle, iron, air fryer, just to mention a few. Hisense is the only electronic company in
Let me proceed on existing protocol and acknowledge all of you, especially members of the oral team. It is with great solemnity and a deep sense of duty that I receive this comprehensive report of Operation Recover All the Loot, an initiative that represents an unwavering commitment to the fight against corruption, financial malfeasance, and the misappropriation of public resources. From the onset of my administration, I made it clear that Ghana's resources belong to the people of Ghana and must be used judicially for their collective good. The diversion of public funds for personal gain undermines development, it erodes public trust, and deepens inequality. It is for this reason that Operation Recover All the Loot was launched, to ensure that what had been wrongfully taken from the state is restored to its rightful owners, the Ghanaian people. I therefore wish to commend the members of this team for their dedication and professionalism in carrying out this vital national assignments without compensation, without expectation of any remuneration. The meticulous investigations, legal actions, and asset recoveries reflected in this report are a testament to the seriousness with which this government approaches the issue of accountability and good governance. The findings of this report make for sober reading. They reveal the scale of financial leakages that have cost our nation dearly. Resources that should have been invested in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and social development. But they also offer hope that through our collective efforts, we can reclaim what is ours and deter future acts of economic sabotage. As we receive this report, let me assure the Ghanaian people that the work does not end here. The recommendations of the report will be carefully studied, and where legal action and investigations are warranted, they will be pursued without fear or favor. Every peso recovered will be channeled back into national development, and mechanisms will be strengthened to prevent such losses in the future. I have promptly handed over the report to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and I give him firm instructions to commence immediate investigations into the cases reported in here with a view to prosecuting anyone found liable for corruption or related offenses. To those who think they can defraud the state and escape justice, let this serve as a strong warning. Ghana is no longer a safe haven for corruption. To those who stand for integrity, accountability, and the rule of law, I assure you that this government remains your steadfast partner in building a nation where honesty and hard work are rewarded. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a defining moment in our fight against corruption. We must all play our parts, citizens, civil society, the media, and public officials alike. Together, we will build a Ghana that is just, transparent, and prosperous for generations to come. I thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Let me proceed on existing protocol and acknowledge all of you, especially members of the oral team. It is with great solemnity and a deep sense of duty that I receive this comprehensive report of Operation Recover All.
Na ya baba twetwe nkomo na emu nansa na nkomo twetwe no ebe hyase no anase be koso no yento ade wei na yento aso Kunu Ghana Limited for na ebo Ghana fo nyina nkae se said ye munim dada no kunu fo nro de kama pa ene obia woni chefa ewum mrante a maba a nansen mo performance no wo fom kra no mo mu de ewum yeni anom ma sebe mo so mu ni atenka ewo mo de ye papa nom ye maame mo bia ewo ne de ewum na no pay yeni anom mrante manya mfinhye du nwotwe eko na mo ne mo etwetwe nkomo yi nansen wa hwehu se ese no untimi enhu de oyo ho esan se ukọ empaso a agudie no performance no wo form kra untimi nya ho hwe ai ama sese no akofa eye adwendwen na de abeto so Kunu Ghana Limited for the adro yabo sonte ya ai ye fredro no Mr Kill adro ne boa papa mema sebi mompa so agudie na nsem hu se aba form no ene emri bia obetimi anu sa adro bi enye se bia dan no a kodi agro mpaso nkuto na betimi anu da bi Mr Kill adro no boa papa enka hode bia na wo asisi wakoti bia bi mu a wo ye ho hwe nyeyie no Mr Kill ebesa boa mo asa nya sa hode no ebio to Mr Kill statement to their physical fitness. It increases men's energy and strengthens waist and knees. Upe biato a unsabetimi akambi pharmacy chemical na se herbal shop bia wo feature ho bowura ho na ekasa upe Mr Kill adro no ebi ubetimi afre Kunu Ghana Limited for onmodi adro yaba homatufo iso 0244 139 176 0244 139 176 and I say 0204 139 176 0204 139 176. Mr. Q, or see be a real man.
And this is a public announcement on mass tax registration and compliance exercise. GRA Mataiko TSC is embarking on a mass tax compliance exercise and registration for all taxpayers located within Malam, South Odoko, Dansoman, Abusokai, Kolebu, Mamprobi, and its environs. Taxpayers located within the specified locations are entreated to visit the tax office for registration and payment of all outstanding liabilities to avoid any embarrassment. You are entreated to comply with our tax officers deployed on the field to check your compliance status. Kindly visit GRA Bataiko TSC office located opposite Accra Academy Senior High School along the Dr. Buzia Highway or contact the office on 0244 82 96 85 or 044 46 82 06 for further inquiries and assistance to avoid any inconveniences. Now, yesterday, the oral preparatory team, recall that when President Mahama came to office, in fact, even before, when he won the election, and was awaiting the transition process to complete and for his inauguration, one of the very first acts he undertook was to form a team of people who were to receive information on issues of corruption. Anything, if you suspect that somebody is misappropriating or appropriating public property, public money for personal gain, or gaining illegally from the property of the state, somebody is taking over anything, you were to present that information or a petition to the committee. The committee was made up of Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa as chairperson, Daniel Domalavu, who is a former auditor general, COP Kofi Boache, who is a retired commissioner of police, of course, now I think director of operations at the Jubilee House. There is Martin Pebu, lawyer, a private legal practitioner known for his advocacy on issues of corruption. Then, of course, there is Raymond Acha, who is a journalist who came to the attention of the public through investigations, many investigations that he did. Well, yesterday, after about a month or two of having received information from the public, they put this information in the form of a report and submitted, or reports. The books were plenty, and submitted to the president, John Dramani Mahama, yesterday. First, let's listen to the chairperson or chairman of the committee, who is now Minister for Foreign Affairs, speaking at a short event where they submitted a report to the president.
We received 1,493 calls through the toll-free line, 1,493. We also received 924 emails. Fortunately, all of these calls are recorded automatically, and all the emails have. we received 1,493 calls through the toll-free line, 1,493. We also received 924 emails. Fortunately, all of these calls are recorded automatically, and all the emails have also been preserved for verification and validation. So in total, the number of complaints received amounts to 2,417. So those who had any doubt about how relevant and how timely the president's intervention was at the time, this is your evidence. 2,417 complaints received. Where will all of these people have gone if President Mahama had not set up the oral preparatory team? So President Mahama has been vindicated. It was a master stroke. It was the right decision for our country, and it has deepened transparency and accountable governance. Over the last 53 days, we have reviewed these petitions. 44 were received directly from civil society organizations and other public-spirited citizens. 59 of the 230 cases reviewed containing the documents we'll be submitting today were cases that had come up during the period the NDC was in opposition. But we decided to go back to those matters and carry out a detailed review. And all of those are contained. So today we will be presenting a summary of these reports, 230 of them, which have been analyzed in greater detail. Your Excellency, we also want to bring to your attention that even before we move to phase 2 of oral, which is going to focus on the actual recoveries, the actual retrievals, we have identified 10 initial benefits of oral, and we want to run through them quickly. We take the view that oral has deepened transparency and accountability. It has really increased public awareness about the need to protect state assets. And it is also serving as a guide to the new government. And government officials are now more conscious of the need to make sure that, as President Mahama has consistently said, charity begins at home. Secondly, thanks to the establishment of oral, we have been able to save 50 bungalows that were on the verge of being demolished. 50 bungalows. We received distress calls from public servants who said people had showed up, so-called private developers, to demolish their bungalows. And in the report, we have provided the detailed list of these bungalows, some belonging to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Gender, Social Protection, the CSIR, and all of that. But for the president establishing oral, we take the view that all of these 50 bungalows will have been demolished. So what we did is that when we received the complaints, the distress calls, we immediately called the National Security Committee. And we were very privileged because of the president's foresight. He strategically positioned COP Kofi Boakye in oral and also in the National Security Committee. So as soon as the reports come, he then relays the information to National Security Committee. So media, please get it clear. We are not saying that we, Team Oral, physically went to prevent demolition of bungalows. No, that was not part of our mandate. We were only to receive complaints. But as responsible, conscientious citizens, it will be irresponsible to receive the complaints and just allow those bungalows to be demolished. So immediately, national security is informed, and then they act. So please ignore all of those barrage of unfair and baseless attacks that Oral has suffered. We did not carry out any fiscal operation on the ground. We only report to national security, and then they act. We also collaborated with national security to save the Northern Development Authority lands at cantonments. A private developer overnight on the eve of the president's inauguration moved in overnight to erect a wall, divided the property into half. Some of you are conversant with that land. It's just opposite the U.S. Embassy, very prime land. That is where the Constitution Review Commission used to sit under Dr. Raymond Atuguba. It was allocated to the Northern Development Authority, and these private developers claim that it now belongs to them. But the staff of NDA called us, and we promptly called National Security, and they moved in. So we were able to save that land. National Security has since demolished the wall, and so the land is safe for the Ghanaian people. We also collaborated with National Security to halt state asset takeovers across the country. You see from the report that we have videos and pictures of vehicles whose number plates were being changed, and so that they will virtually steal them for private use. Again, acting on those tip-offs, National Security moved in quickly and were able to save a good number, hundreds of these vehicles. Again, the list is provided in the report. There was also a clash at the Du Bois Center. We received a distress call that a private foundation was taking over. We immediately called National Security. And so what we have done now is to ask that the factions should meet, and the new Minister for Tourism should resolve the matters. Again, if oral had not been established, only God knows what would have happened at the Du Bois Center. Number 6, we have also saved large portions of the agric mechanization lands at cantonments. Those of you who are conversant with that land opposite the Elwak Sports Stadium, all of it had been allocated. But fortunately, when ORA was established, the Association of Vegetable Producers and Exporters reached out to us that's where they used to operate. Large portions of their facilities had been demolished, but their cold room was on the verge of being demolished. And so we called National Security, they moved in, and we have been able to save large portions. Only, I would say, about 20% of the land has seen some development. Politically exposed persons are building hurriedly, but at least 80% has been preserved, and it is for the president to advise on what will happen because the documentation we have is that all of that land has been sold. And the sad part is that you will see from the report, some people, prime cantonments land, paid as low as 42,000 cedis. 42,000 cedis for a plot of land. Some 160,000 cedis. And these government officials, MPs, ministers of state. So it was really just a giveaway. I'm sure the president and his advisors will decide on what to do with the rest of the land. Then we also collaborated with National Security to halt the attempted demolition of staff quarters belonging to the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board. That is at the Osukuku Hill. That had also been sold, but thanks to our intervention, at least the demolition has been halted. The president and his advisors will decide what should happen to the staff quarters of the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board. Then we take the view that this oral preparatory team concept offered a more structured and peaceful, non-confrontational channel for citizens to address concerns on the looting of state assets. Imagine what would have happened. We are all aware that transitions in Ghana tend sometimes to be acrimonious and even can degenerate into violence. So if Team Oral had not been established for people to have a formal channel to communicate their concerns, and they decided to take the law into their own hands, imagine what would have happened. So instead of the president being bastardized by a few people, I must say, the vast majority of Ghanaians welcome Oral and have commended the president.